Ladies and gentlemen, here is your video review for the exam. This should help with your actual review homework. List all possible rational roots. That calls for taking this last number over the first number, 12 over 4, and we want to list everything that goes into 12. 1, 2 goes in, 3 goes in, 4 goes in, 6 goes in, and 12. Over everything that goes into 4, 1, 2, and 4. So my possible roots, we have to put plus minus or it's wrong. We're going to put everything over 1, so that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Put everything over 2, so 1/2. 2 over 2 is actually 1, so we don't need that. 3 over 2. 4 over 2 is 2, I already got that number. 6 over 2 is 3, and 12 over 2 is 6, so we're good. Now everything over 4, so 1/4. 2 over 4 is 1/2, I have that. 3 over 4. 4 over 4 is 1. 6 over 4 is 3/2, I already have that. And 12 over 4 is 3. And so there we have my possible zeros. Everything over 1, everything over 2, everything over 3, but reduce the fractions and do not repeat. Number 2, a polynomial of degree 4 has a zero of negative 3i and negative 2 plus 4i. Name the remaining zeros. Okay, let's first talk about this. Degree 4 simply means that the polynomial is going to be x to the 4th power. That's what degree 4 means, which means that there are 4 zeros. But you notice this is an I and this is an I, so there's 2 zeros there. If 3i is a 0, then negative 3i has to be a 0. If plus 4i is a 0, then minus 4i has to be 0. My remaining zeros. You have to have the opposite of I. Number 3, name the vertex and put in this form. It's not standard form, it's vertex form. I don't know why it keeps saying standard form. Anyway, we have to first go x equals the opposite of b over 2a. So a, b, c, opposite of b is negative 12 over 2 times 2 is 4, which is negative 3. Then we have to plug in negative 3. So 2 times negative 3 squared plus 12 times negative 3 minus 3. Make sure you do the parentheses like that. It's going to be important. Let's see. That's 9, so 18 minus 36 minus 3, negative 21. This is x. This is y. So my vertex is x, y. Now, that's going to go into the equation f of x equals a x minus h squared plus k. You're supposed to memorize that. Well, a is 2. So my equation f of x equals 2 x minus, what is h? H is the x value, negative 3. Don't forget the squared. Someone's going to. And k is the y value. And so here's my vertex with my equation. All right, find an equation of polynomial for zeros negative 1 and 5i. Well, first of all, if positive 5i is a 0, then negative 5i must also be. So we have x plus 1 for the negative 1. Don't give me positive 1, that's not an I. Then we have x minus 5i, x plus 5i. Now, it is inappropriate to leave the imaginary, so let's multiply that out and put it all together. So just here, this becomes x squared minus 25i squared, difference of squares. I squared is negative 1, so that's plus. So my function will be x plus 1 times x squared plus 25. No need to multiply everything out. That's not inappropriate, but you don't need to. But you do need to multiply the i's. Number 5. List the zeros with their multiplicities. Okay, this is an x, so you get 0. This is an x, so you get 3. This is an x, be careful here. That's 2, not negative 2. 2 minus 2 would be 0. And this one is a fraction, 3 over 4. So our zeros are 0, 3, 2, and 3/4. What are the multiplicities? This has a power of 1. This has a power of 1. This has a power of 4. This has a power of 2. If it's a 1, it crosses. If it's an even, it bounces. If it's an odd, bigger than 1, it wiggles. Now I added a few problems onto this. What is the end behavior? So for end behavior, we have to find the leading coefficient. And to do that, we take the 4x times the x to the first from here, now you can see it, times the negative x to the fourth. Notice I put it in parentheses, from here, times 4x squared from there, and you put all that together. Now, that's going to be 64. That's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. X to the 8th. This negative is going to get canceled out by that 4. It's an even number. So NB, this is a positive, and it's even. So the positive says that the right hand is going up. The even says the left hand goes the same. So my end behavior looks like that. Y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. Well, if you plug in 0 for x, this is 0 times all the rest will be 0. So my y-intercept is 0. Meaning when I graph it, I put a dot at, I'll do it in red, I'll put that dot there. A dot at 0, 1, 2, dot, 3, dot, 3/4 dot. There's no negatives in there. That's too bad. So all my dots are in like here. It's going to come at 0, it goes through. At 3/4 it bounces, so it goes through here, comes up and bounces off there. What is this one? 2. 2, it bounces off 2, and then it goes through 3. So kind of a bad looking graph, but that's kind of what it would do. And right hand, left hand behaviors. Look here, leading coefficient, highest power. That's negative, so the right hand goes down. That's odd, so the left hand goes opposite. Right here, that's positive, so the right hand goes up. That's odd, the left hand goes opposite. Which is right here. That's positive, so the right hand goes up. Even power, left hand goes up. Right here, negative, the right hand goes down. Even power, left hand goes down. Evens go the same, odds go opposite. Next page. I'm going to give you all 14 of these. Show that 5i is a 0 this. Okay, show that means actually just do the work. If 5i is a 0, negative 5i is also a 0. So x minus 5i times x plus minus negative 5i will be x squared minus 25i squared. I squared being negative 1 makes it x squared plus 25. And so we're going to take and divide x squared plus 25. I'm not putting the 0, I'm just going to place it right. 2x to the third plus 3x squared plus 50x plus 75. Now, to show that means to do the work so that I know that it comes to 0. So, all right, this is going to be 2x, multiply here, and we get 2x cubed, and we get 50x, but it goes over here because it lines up with x, not x squared. Subtracting, they both cancel. we get 3x squared plus, I'm going to pull the 75 in tight. Now, this and this will be plus 3. 3 times that will be 3x squared plus 75. And when I subtract that and that, they all cancel 0. And there, I have shown. Show that means do the work and show it. Show that both of these are factors of that. I can do it two ways. If I have two of them, I could multiply them both together and do long division. Another way is, and it says also write f of x as a factor and list all the zeros. So basically what this is saying is, hey, I want you to give me my synthetic division. Now I'm using my table. Some of you did not, but that's fine. 3, negative 2, negative 19, negative 6. And this would give me a negative 2. This one would give me a negative 1/3. So let's start with that. Negative 1/3. Yuck. Okay. Drop the 3. What is 3 times negative 1/3? It's actually just negative 1. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. What is negative 3 times negative 1/3? It's positive 1. Positive 1 minus 19 is negative 18. Negative 18, negative times negative, positive. 18 times a third is 6, plus that is 0. So my 3, my 1/3 worked like it said it would work. I now have a new thing. I can just go ahead and factor that if I wish. If I wish, I can just take 3x squared minus 3x minus 18 and factor. But negative 2 is said to have worked. So drop the 3. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 times negative 2 is 18. Plus negative, that's 0. And so this one actually worked. And this right here will be 3x minus 9. Because it goes, this was x to the third. We got a 0, so it went down 1. Now it goes down 1 more. So my function, and this is what I expect, my function is x plus 2, 3x plus 1. They gave us that. And then 3x plus 9. I could factor the 3 out and make it x plus 3 over there. This gives me a 0 at negative 2, negative 1/3. Now careful, if you subtract 9, okay, this one here, if we go 3x plus 9 equals 0, that's negative 9. Divide, that's negative 3. So negative 3 is my last 0. And this is what it's asking for. A function written out all factored and the zeros that go with it. So you could have multiplied these to long division, but synthetic works really nicely. Couple of multiple choice. What does this do? Okay, it's negative, so the right is going down, and it's even, so the left goes the same. So falls and falls. B, falls and falls. Which one falls left and rises right? Well, if it rises to the right, that means it's positive, and if it goes the opposite of the right, that means it was odd. So which one is positive and odd? All right, this is a 0 with a multiplicity of 2. So I'm going to do synthetic division. I'm actually going to end up doing it twice. 1, negative 1, negative 13, 25, negative 12. Don't forget if there's a missing term. Got to take care of it. So bring the 1 down, times 1, 10 plus that is 0, times 1 is 0, plus that is negative 13, times 1 is negative 13. Negative 13 plus that is 12, times 1 is 12, plus that is 0. Boom. It worked. It was supposed to work. take this 1 and drop it down, times 1 is 1, plus that is 1, times 1 is 1, plus that is negative 12, times 1 is negative 12, plus that is 0. That one worked. Okay, I've got both of these that work, but then again it said it would work. This started off x to the 4th, so it got to be x to the 3rd, now it's x squared. So now I have x squared, 1x squared plus 1x minus 12, which factors into x plus 4, x minus 3. And so my function is x minus 1 squared. That's from the given, x plus 4, x minus 3. And my zeros are 1, negative 4, 1 with a multiplicity of 2. I got to keep that multiplicity of 2, negative 4, and 3. 1 with a multiplicity of 2. So this right here, 1 with a multiplicity of 2, comma. That's what this is. I told you there were 2 of them, so do the synthetic division. That should set you up. 3 moss more. How much time? I'm okay. Find all the zeros and then write it. This just means write it out factored form. So we got to first start with possibles. What are the possibles? Take 4 over 1. Okay, 4 over 1. That gives us, what goes into 4? 1, 2, and 4. What goes into 1? Oh, it's just 1? So it's just this, because it's just 1. Now we got to test them. Whack, whack. I'm going to start with positive 1. 1, negative 2, negative 3, 8, negative 4. All from here. Bring down the 1 times 1 is 1, plus that is negative 1, times 1 is negative 1, plus that is negative 4, times 1 is negative 4, plus that is positive 4, times 1 is 0, 4, plus that is 0. That's a happy place. I got a good one right there, right off the bat. Whoop. Now what should I do? I should check it again, see if I got some multiplicity. Bring down the 1, times 1 is 1, plus that is 0, times 1 is 0, plus that is negative 4, times 1 is negative 4, plus that is 0. Whoop. I got another one, multiplicity. Now there's this here, wait a second. This was x to the 4th, it went down to x to the 3rd, it's now x squared. That means this right here is x squared minus 4. There's a 0x. That factors difference of squares, minus 2 plus 2. So now my function is x minus 1 squared, because I got 2 of them, x minus 2, x plus 2, and my zeros are 1 with a multiplicity of 2. Got a little neater right there, huh? And a 2 and a negative 2. I could put plus or minus 2 in there if I wanted to. It would look nice, kind of cool. I always thought that was kind of cool looking, but you can list them separate. There you go. Find the possibles, do some synthetic division. I got one, I did it again, got another, down to x squared, I factor. Leopard leaps. Bouncing ball. This is the first section. This is on there. It's going to look like this every single time. Okay, here we go. A distance of 20 feet, maximum height of 4. That means this here is 20 and this here is 4. That means when it lands, it is 20 feet across and 0 feet high. But at its peak, it is 10 feet across and 4 feet high. What do you mean 10 feet across? Well, yeah, it goes 10 feet to get to its peak and then 10 feet to land, half of 20. This is my HK and this is my XY. You must memorize that you have the function a x minus h squared plus k. And you put all this stuff in. This right here is the same as y. So we're going to put 0 for y. X is 20, h is 10 squared plus 4. 20 minus 10 is 10 and squared is 100. Subtract 4. Divide by 100 reduce, and a is negative 1 over 25. So my function is negative 1 over 25, x minus 10 squared. Someone's going to forget that square. I'm going to slap them. Okay, plus 4. Boom, that's my answer. But I have to do all this work to find a. Try it again. Same thing. I didn't do anything special with this. Ball bounces, right? Parabolic pass, maximum height of 36 inches and a distance of 60 inches. So there's 60 with a maximum height of 36. Okay, that means this here, it went a distance of 60 with height 0. When it landed, it's at height 0. And so this here is at 36 high, but how far? 30, because it went 30 across to go the highest, and then 30 more to get to its landing point. HK, XY. So y equals a, I don't know what that is, x minus h squared plus k. Okay, this is just 30, and 30 times 30 is 900. And subtract 36, and then divide by 900, and I don't want to even bother. 9 goes into both. 36 over 900. 1 over 25. A is negative 1 over 25. Again, that's just total coincidence. Not always going to happen. Don't expect it. F of x is a. X minus, where's h? 30 squared, and where's k? Plus 36. Boom. There you go. I just did a full review. Now you don't have to do it for homework, but you do have another one that I'm giving you.